Who got the ugly win? We got the ugly win. Who got the ugly win? He got the ugly win. Who got the ugly win? Broncos got the ugly win. Who got the ugly win? We got the ugly win. Who got the ugly win? We got the ugly win. Who got the ugly win? Hey everybody, welcome to That's Good Broncos. I am Brandon Perna, and the Broncos just pulled a miracle right out of their asses and beat the Cincinnati Bengals 20-17 in overtime in one of the ugliest wins I've seen in a long time. Almost as ugly as all of the Tim Tebow wins, but the Broncos are now 11-4. They are going to the playoffs no matter what happens. Seeding's still up in the air. And the Broncos could end up with the number one seed if the Patriots lose next week and the Broncos beat the Chargers. Don't think the Patriots are going to lose to the Dolphins, but crazy things can happen in the NFL as we all just witnessed. Cincinnati Bengals fans, before you call me a cocksucker, your team played a hell of a game, and I think both of our teams are very similar right now. Two backup quarterbacks with great defenses around them. The biggest difference is I think the Bengals offensive line's a lot better than the Broncos offensive line. Bengals got off to a hot start in this game, going up 14-0 on the Broncos. During the first half, the Broncos couldn't do jack or shit on offense. I blame a lot of that on Gary Kubiak and Rick Dennison. Number one, they're starting Max Garcia in that first half at left guard ahead of Evan Mathis, even though he's been healthy at practice all week. I don't think he's better than Mathis, and I've got the numbers to back it up. Second thing is Michael Schofield still didn't get any fucking help, and he's playing against some pretty damn good pass rushers. He needed help to protect Osweiler. Osweiler took too many hits, almost got hurt again. Looked like he messed something up in his elbow. But that was the first half. The Broncos found a little bit of momentum towards the end of the first half, drove down the field, and kicked a field goal. They kicked a fucking field goal. They kicked a field goal. Then the Broncos come out of halftime on fire, drive down the field, score a touchdown. Game is 14-10. Broncos score another touchdown, take the lead. Bengals score a field goal, tie the game up, and then it gets tense. Real tight. The clock's winding down. There's 2 minutes left. The Broncos get the ball back. Owen Daniels makes a great play. The Broncos get within field goal range. And Brandon McManus kicks probably the worst kick of his life, misses the field goal, sends the game into overtime. At this point, my heart is ready to explode, but it doesn't because I exercised today. So we go into overtime. We win the coin toss. We're driving down the field. Our man, Demaryius Thomas, comes through in the clutch when we need him. He's been having trouble. He'd been struggling at this time in the game the previous 2 weeks, but he makes a one-handed catch on third down to keep the drive alive. The Broncos, unfortunately, don't score a touchdown, kick a field goal, and then at the end of the game, the refs tried to give us the old in-out, but you know what. They tried to give us. Because on the first play, Von Miller hits A.J. McCarron. The ball flies up into the air. I thought it was an incomplete pass at first. Then you see the replay, and you see it's clearly a fumble. Even the referee talking to Tirico and Gruden say it's probably a fumble. The refs take forever to review the play. Gary Kubiak has to call a timeout and tell them to review the fucking play. They review the play and called it an incomplete pass because they're stupid. But never fear, because I tweeted during the game, A.J. McCarron has to screw up at some point, right? question mark, right again with 2 question marks, because he's a young quarterback, he's got to make some mistake. Up until that point, I'd seen him do nothing but play pretty damn good football. I think he's going to be a good quarterback in the NFL. The game plan was tooled for him to not make mistakes, but Bengals coaching staff, I thought, did a really good job with their offensive game plan. Anyway, the play after the ref's botched call, McCarron takes his eye off the football, and he's in shotgun, and he doesn't get the snap. It drops to the ground, and DeMarcus Ware recovers the fumble to win the game. Woo! Boy, that was exciting. That was one of the worst / best games of the season. It was a lot like that Patriots game. Just my butt was clenched the whole time. My stomach was nauseous the whole time, but the Broncos found a way to win. And that's important for 2 reasons. 1, the playoff seeding, but 2, and probably the more important reason, is confidence and momentum heading into the playoffs. This team desperately needed a win. If they did not win this game, I really believe their playoff prospects would be just destroyed. Even if they probably would have made it in the playoffs, but I would have seen them easily bouncing out in the first game they played. But they've got some momentum. They've got some confidence moving forward. It was a good team win. Peyton Manning, if you saw the video before the game where he was throwing footballs and doing footwork, he looked fast. He looked good. So there's still that hanging in the air. Anyway, Broncos win 20-17. Stay tuned for the review episode, the full review of the game tomorrow. And also, I will have a in-depth breakdown of the Peyton Manning HGH bullshit Al Jazeera documentary. I've watched it. I'm breaking it down. I'm going to try to get that up by Wednesday. That was a good game. And a bad game. Make sure you subscribe here. Follow me on Twitter at Brandon Perna and share this video or just watch it a ton of times. It's basically the same thing for me.